Alright, welcome to day 69 of the Vera Series, and we got quite a few updates coming to the game. Starting out, still no level increase, but we should be getting one tomorrow, as long as they keep that every 9-day schedule. And next, you want to make sure you go to your artificial island, and you want to go back to building, and you want to hit claim, because remember, you can only hold these resources for 24 hours. On top of that, don't forget to check your exchange store and buy all of your weekly items. And you want to make sure you clear your enemies today, because they reset tomorrow, since today is Procrastinator Day. And guess what I'm doing? On top of that, I want to go ahead and mention that you might want to try to knock out your fishing if possible, and try to get your 350 bait, and hopefully you can get some of that purple bait, so that way you can increase your level, because we should be getting some extra rewards through fishing next batch. Next, you want to do Mia's Kitchen, and you want to do your 4 bounties for the day, and I'm just going to go with the Sparrow. Which brings us to Vitality, starting with joint operations. So for today, we got access to Bracer's Chest, a Huma and a Samir matrix, Shoulder's Helm, a Coco and a Shiro matrix, Boots Belt and a Zero matrix, as well as being able to do Sadness Valley, the Endgame, Carnival Party, and Pursuit of Fate. So these are all really good dungeons, but again, we are reaching level 85 tomorrow, so if you don't have some weapon materials, you might want to focus on that. Which brings us to Interstellar Exploration. And remember, you want to check Vera, as well as check Aspera, so that way you get all of your Stargates. And how you can tell if you have a level 3 Stargate is if this weapon battery category has a number 3, it's a level 3 Stargate, but if it has a number 2, it's a level 2 Stargate. But if you don't have any level 3s or level 2 Stargates, you could always do Dimensional Trials. And if you need money, you could always do space-time domains. And if you're pressed for time, you could always make Omnium Beacons. Which brings us to our optionals, and that is giving gifts to your 1.0 characters, and the best way to do that is to go to the black market and talk to Hopkins, see this island and do the claw machine, or knock out your 2 trainings for the day. But what is not optional is to do your 8 fun zones, and try to knock out your 6 Greyspace fishers. But your biggest rewards are going to be in the Twilight zone. But you do have an 8-hour time limit, so you could wait on this. Also, we are approaching the end of the month, so don't forget to do your racing so that way you can get that 400 Mira. And today being Procrastinator Day, do not forget to do your Security Force missions so that way you can get that Mira and Old Vera coins. And you want to go to the missions tab, click on an item, and click use so that way you can get to your appointed research. And remember, you can only hold a grand total of 20 energy, and you get 5 free energy a day. So you want to make sure that this does not cap. But if you enjoy these daily guides, I would greatly appreciate a like so that way we can spread more on YouTube. Which brings us to our events. So hopefully you logged in enough time so that way you got all of your red nucleus, and you also got the semi-anniversary gift too, and you got all of your dark crystals. And for the half anniversary event, today we can reach a grand total of 12,000. So again, I recommend that you either do Fruit Barrage or you just wait for the upcoming event. But we got some big updates coming out later this week, and we're going into maintenance tonight, so we're going to be getting 300 dark crystals for that. On top of that, we're going to be getting 100 dark crystals due to issues in Origin of War, and we get 50,000 go, which I strongly need because I'm going to need that to level up my weapons. On top of that, there looks like there's a translation issue on Alyss to where her dancing flash passive is not translated properly, so after this maintenance it should be fixed to what it's properly supposed to say. But at the very least, we're getting 300 dark crystals for that mistake. On top of that, we get some new Gachapons to where they're going to be adding Crow and King behind our already cleared out Gachapons. So hopefully you've been doing all of your Mira dailies and you're ready to go ahead and clear all those out, since you'll need 10,000 Mira to clear out a Gachapon. And once the half-year anniversary event ends, it does look like we're going to be getting a new event, which is going to be a hide and seek event, which will last for about 13 days. And we should be getting the new outfit either later on tonight or tomorrow, but it might happen tomorrow due to the maintenance. But here are the possible rewards for what is coming in that event. And Umi is going to be here on February 23rd. And 3 days after, February 26th, we're going to be getting a Claudia Rerun and a Lrya Rerun as well. And on top of that, on March 3rd, we're going to have the Umi skin Gachapon to where you can use Tanium to get those rewards as well. Next, we got our weekly tab, and you want to make sure you do enough things down here so that we get everything up top, which brings us to our challenges. So if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you might want to save your Mia's Kitchen so that way you can power yourself up. But starting with the Bygone Phantasm. So again, I recommend that you take a look at this weapon bonus. If you have a good weapon bonus, then you might want to do the sneak to next level level, and if your CS is high enough, you're going to be able to jump up 11 levels as long as you can beat that floor. But the biggest thing that will determine your rank is sequential Phantasm. If you're able to get a high score here, most likely you're going to get the top rewards for the week. And sadly, I ended up having a few things I had to take care of yesterday, so I still have quite a bit of work that I need to do in the Bygone Phantasm, so I'm going to be spending most of my day here, trying to get to floor 500. Frontier Clash, you may want to try to knock out all of your attempts this week, because next week you could get a bad resist and you want to make sure you get that golden gear. Void Risk, if this is a first time boss for you, you want to go ahead and knock it out. Void Abyss, we're approaching the end of the month, so you want to go ahead and try to knock this out. I recommend that you take a healer and a tank if you're going to try to do Void Abyss 6. And one buff that I really strongly recommend that everyone has on the team is Mechanical Core 2, so that way you can actually not die while you're fighting Gaia. The Critical Abyss, now this is optional content, but you can do it so that we can get those clusters. Wormhole, you got 2 days left to complete this, and you want to make sure you do so that we can get that energy crystal dust. Origin of War, we have all the way to April 1st to go ahead and clear this, so if you're having trouble, you could just wait until we get close to April to go ahead and complete this. Break from Destiny, you want to do this at least one time so that we can get those 250 dark crystals. Apex League, if you're trying to reach Grand Marshal, you might want to put a couple hours in each day. Then we got our daily buys, so you want to go to shop, HOTS, and then buy your 2 Vitality solutions. Now this is only if you can afford it, but for me, I'm trying to get as many as I can so that way I can spend these once I reach level 90 and basically get a free piece of golden gear. Also, if you can afford it, I recommend that you get your advanced modules and your booster modules for the week. Which brings us to the Commissary, starting with the Crystal Dust store. So you want to buy your advanced modules, your booster modules, and your Vera special gift. And when it comes to your potent omnium crystal, if you're at an 8.5 suppressor, you might want to buy this so that way if there's more suppressor levels next patch, you're ready to go. FaceTime store, you want to make sure you buy your booster modules, your advanced modules, and your data repeater for the week. Cruise store, now the only thing I recommend that you buy are relics, and the relics that I recommend are either Omnium Shield or Space Time Rift. And if you have both of those, you can consider getting a Trone level 3. And if you have that, then I would recommend the Hologram Project. Support store, you want to buy your gold, your Space Time Crystal Fragments, your Space Time Crystal Dust, and your joint supply chips for the week. And if you have return support points, I recommend that you buy Space Time Crystal Fragments. And if you need help on how to do that, I got a guide on my channel. Point store, not only recommend that you buy a spare special gift so that way you don't have to do training, black market, or Cetus Island again, but if you need to level up your matrices and weapons, then you can always buy matrix data packs or weapon batteries. But besides that, I just recommend that you explore all the maps so that we have all those resources and you'll be ready for these upcoming characters. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If so, feel free to check out my Alyss CPS calculation video. But other than that, talk with you guys later.